Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name's Noelle and I review and unbox subscription boxes here on my channel. If you are celebrating today, if you're watching this on the day that it posts, Merry Christmas. If you're watching it a little bit later, thank you for tuning in and watching. I hope everyone has a fabulous holiday season and that we all go into a prosperous and healthy new year. Today, of course, I had to have something on the channel that was perfect for the day, and it was the limited edition box from the Literary Book Club that was sent to me for review. She did a special Nutcracker edition, which I don't know how many of you got dragged to go see the ballet this year, and I'm someone who loves the ballet, and I have seen the Nutcracker enough times, I feel like, for an entire lifetime. So if you got to go and it was a good performance, please, by all means, let me know in the comments below. But we got the opportunity to read the original story that then the ballet was eventually based on for various permutations. But this is the beautiful holiday box that this all came in, and of course I've already pulled out all of the contents. This box is separate from the quarterly subscription of classics that Katie puts together with gifts to go along with the reading experience. That quarterly subscription, by the way, is $74.99 plus I believe $11.95 in shipping. I do have an affiliate link and a code for that, and you can actually save $5 on your first box if you use the code mauinoel, but that affiliate link will obviously get you to the site, and then you can check out and see if she has any one-time boxes available. As of time of filming, I believe she actually had a couple extras of this Nutcracker box available, and obviously even though you might not be getting it in time for the holiday, you would still have this beautiful edition to enjoy for years to come. So this is what it came like. I thought it was kind of fun that it was like this narrow edition with the gold foil. We have the mice on the back, and then just beautiful illustrations everywhere. I do have some page markers, but just like gorgeous illustrations. I thought it was a really neat addition. Here are some of the cats, of course. I think those are cats, but just really pretty, like illustrations on almost every page or every other page, and I just thought it was really cool. The book itself, it's like many sort of fairy tales. It's very dark. It's very dark, but let's go through all of the beautiful items that we did get in this box. So again, it is by E.T.A. Hoffman, and the illustrations in this case were by Sana Anuka. Let me see. So the copyright on this edition was 2018, but I was trying to see if I could remember what year it was actually first published. But we have, of course, our nice little sealed letter from Katie, who does a lot of the illustrations and calligraphy for this box. So it is for, again, the Nutcracker. So we'll just read this little card that comes on the back. The Nutcracker captures better than any other story a child's wonder at Christmas. On Christmas Eve, Fritz and Marie excitedly await the arrival of Godfather Drosselmeyer and the marvelous gifts he brings for them every year. When Marie discovers a rather curious Nutcracker doll amongst the presents, she suddenly finds herself caught up in an age-old battle and ultimately transported to a magical world of sugar-frosted castles, chocolate kings, and true love. This cloth-bound edition combines the charm of Hoffman's original 18th century tale with the freshness of Sana Anuka's gorgeous illustrations in this striking keepsake edition that will be treasured and reread by you and your loved ones for years to come. And then what she does, so that you can have things be a surprise, because everything is all wrapped up with, some of them have page numbers, some of them have other stickers for instruction. She does have a little cheat sheet at the very bottom, face down, so you can keep it a surprise, or you can, of course, kind of do what I do and make sure that you've got everything. And then I actually like to put little page markers on the pages where I get to go to the box and open something up. So let's see what else we got. We always get a nice swag bag, so very cute in terms of this Nutcracker sticker. I'm always excited to get the swag bag. There is a swag bag, of course, in the quarterly boxes as well. So she has then made, instead of having stickers for us, she's actually had those illustrations turned into magnets now. So we got that same sticker that was on the bag, and we have it as a magnet that you could put on your refrigerator. We have a nice matching, very Christmassy book plate to put inside of it so that it doesn't disappear from your collection. And then we have this nice wide bookmark with a quote. It says, "You alone, dear lady, gave me the courage and strength to fight the insolent varlet who dared to defy you." So of course that is from the Nutcracker, I believe, who was trapped inside the body of a Nutcracker. So we've kind of learned the origin story of the Nutcracker, and it really is all about this like magical world that she goes into and how people aren't believing her in real life, but in the end she winds up living there. So it kind of reminded me of Narnia a little bit in terms of this fantastical world where there's battles, and we find out, you know, it's not the like cute little like mouse king that we have in the ballet. It's like a 7-headed mouse king, and he's like mom who curses the Nutcracker, and it's a little dark. It's a little dark. So if you were gonna read it to like little ones, I would maybe stick with the Sugar Plum Fairy version for a little while, and then when you're ready for a little bit deeper, maybe go for that. Also at the bottom of the box, we always get a gorgeous art print with calligraphy, and this time it was a different quote from the book. This one's lovely. It says, "Among the dark leaves, the golden and silvery fruit shone and sparkled, while the trunks and branches were ornamented with ribbons and flowers. And when the sweet perfume stirred and moved like a soft breeze, it rustled among the boughs and leaves like music. We are in Christmas wood," said Nutcracker. So this is what it looks like. So beautiful thing to have out framed. Maybe you frame it and then put that along with your Christmas decorations every year and bring it out every year. So again, this seems like a beautiful keepsake to have as well. And of course it's in this nice plastic, so it keeps it nice and protected. So those are all the little things, this kind of signatures of a literary book club box that are also in this limited edition that you could get. So, and then of course, when you are in a subscriber, then you can get discounts on other boxes and all kinds of things, and you get notified first when there's extra boxes available. I do have the December box already, and I'm very excited about the boxes that she's already announced for the new year. So it is such a great way to read and enjoy the classics, and she really does find us some gorgeous editions that I love having out on my bookshelves, which are all double parked at this point. There's always 2 layers of books, but these are the ones where their spines get to be prominently displayed because they are so lovely. So in addition to our swag bag, our 8x10 art print, we usually get a While You Read item, and you can see the sticker that matches in this lovely tree bag. And then there is usually Open When the Last Page Has Been Read gift. So I kind of love that, and this is definitely a hefty kind of hero gift. So we get these 2. Usually this one is something to drink or to eat, which you guys know I absolutely love. And then in addition, we actually got 4 different gifts that had numbers on them. So we'll go through, if I have time, I'll try to read the little passages that go along with, but some really great gifts. I thought that for $99 plus the shipping, this was definitely well worth it for a really collectible and enjoyable limited edition box. All right, so let's go to our first one, which came nice and, to While You Read. Let's do our While You Read. So that was a total of 6 gifts, which is pretty awesome. We got some Treehouse Originals sea salt drinking chocolate. So I think I was actually first introduced to this particular brand when she had the Wildflower Club subscription box as well, which I do still really miss. I know that she is all in on this particular subscription, but I miss the Wildflower Club a lot. I wish she would bring that one back, but great, really nice, rich, delicious hot chocolate, and they're out of Portland, Oregon. Then we are going to have our first gift, which comes on page 10, but look how nice that is. These beautiful, obviously matching stickers, and then she really like puts a lot of effort into the packaging of each of the items. So let me find page number 10. So here is the image of the Nutcracker that we have, little images down there along the bottom. It says, "The favorite." Just at that moment, Marie spotted something that nobody else had yet noticed. At the back of the table was a curious little man standing quietly as if patiently awaiting his turn. He could not be called a handsome man, for not only was his rather stout body all out of proportion to his spindly legs, but his head was altogether too large for either. But it was clear that he was a man of taste and education, for he wore a hussar's jacket of beautiful bright violet with matching pantaloons and the neatest boots you ever did see. He also had on a somewhat clumsy wooden cloak and a woodsman's cap. These last 2 made him look a little ridiculous, if truth be told, but Marie remembered that Godfather Drosselmeyer's cap and cloak were equally shabby, and he was still a dear godfather. In fact, the longer she looked, the more kindness and benevolence she saw in the little man's clear green eyes. "Papa!" exclaimed Marie at last. "To whom belongs that charming little man by the tree there?" "To both you and Fritz," said her father, "and he shall work hard for you, for he can crack the hardest nuts with his teeth." So of course it is the presentation of the Nutcracker, which she acknowledges is a little bit interesting looking, and we hear of Godfather Drosselmeyer This is stunning. I thought this was such a lovely gift to enjoy your, if you haven't already had it, your hot cocoa in. But look at this. This is from Rifle Paper Company. It is the Nutcracker mug. There is the Nutcracker. There, of course, is Godfather Drosselmeyer. Then what else we have? So I'm guessing that this is actually Clara, the doll that sort of embodies Marie in that land. But I've always thought of Clara as being like sort of the protagonist, our heroine, but Claire's the doll, and Marie actually winds up with the Nutcracker. And then here, of course, is the evil mouse king, but he looks much nicer there. And then we have like some soldiers, we have some ballerinas, but look how wonderful and whimsical that is. We have some like sugar plum cake and gingerbread, and I just thought that was a lovely, lovely gift that we got. So that was a good one. All right, moving on to page 55 was our next one. Let's see if I marked that one. I think I did. 55, and we got this nice little baggie of items. So let's see what this one was. So she's already kind of, I think it goes over like the course of 4 or 5 nights that she goes into this mystical, wonderful, fantastical land of her imagination. Twilight had come on, the doctor with Godfather, and they're a little bit worried about her because she's like talking nonsense and being like, oh, I know, Godfather, that the Nutcracker is really your nephew. And they're like, I think she's got like had a little too much sugar or something's going on here. And so it says, Twilight had come on, the doctor with Godfather Drosselmeyer entered the sitting room, and it was not long before all sat around for tea, talking cheerfully. Marie had seated herself at Godfather Drosselmeyer's feet, and during a moment when they were all silent, she looked up at the counselor and said, I know, dear Godfather Drosselmeyer, that my Nutcracker is your nephew, and he has become a prince, or king rather, as the astronomer foretold. You know now that he is at war with the hateful Mouse King. Why do you not help him? So I think he's probably like, I'm glad you like your gift, but your imagination may be getting away with you, girl. All right, so inside we have something else that we can enjoy in our beautiful mug. We have from Plum Deluxe. So she gets really great brands in this box, which I love. Very like boutique style, like Rifle Paper Company, that hot chocolate company, Plum Deluxe. We have some sugar plum black tea. So of course they sat down for tea, and so we have to have that. And you know, we all still think of the sugar plum fairy as being very much associated with the Nutcracker. We have 3 more gifts to go, so I better hurry up. Let's see, we have page 67, I believe. I did really enjoy all of the beautiful items. So we have a little bit of decoration on page 67. So she is now in Christmas Wood, and she's really enjoying her time there. I think the battles are all over at this point. Ah, how delightful it is here, cried Marie, entranced in happiness. We're in Christmas Wood, said Nutcracker. Oh, if I could but linger here a while, cried Marie. It is too charming. Nutcracker clapped his hands, and some little shepherds and shepherdesses and hunters and huntresses approached, all of them so delicate and white that they seemed made of pure sugar. They brought a dainty armchair all of gold and invited Marie to sit down. She did so, and immediately the shepherds and shepherdesses danced a very pretty ballet, while the hunters blew their horns, and then all disappeared again into the bushes. They now walked along by a soft rustling brook, out of which the scent of oranges seemed to arise and fill the whole wood. So they've made it through the battles, and of course the Nutcracker has taken her to Christmas Wood, and she's being treated like a queen. So what gal wouldn't want to stay there a little bit longer? For page 67, we got, of course, I was wondering if we would get a nod to Nutcracker. We got this charming Nutcracker wooden ornament. It's kind of like one of those vintage styles. I feel like this is what the Nutcrackers all looked like when I was growing up in the 80s. This is a lot like what a lot of the rocking horse ornaments that my mom has look like. And it does actually have that like mechanical piece on the back, but it doesn't work because he obviously doesn't have that Nutcracker jaw that would be doing all, oh, he does. Oh, it's on his beard. I thought that, see, can you see? I didn't realize that it was an actually working one. I am the Nutcracker. What a cute little ornament to have in this box. So, all right. And then we have our last gift that was associated with a page number, and then we have kind of a big gift to end with, so hopefully I have plenty of time for that. So again, oh, here is a beautiful image. There she is, Marie, and she is marrying, of course, the Nutcracker in Christmas Wood, because she does eventually have to choose her land of make-believe, which I thought was kind of an interesting element to the story. Sorry, spoiler alert. All right, so this is page 85. I love that I have already opened it. Look at this nice envelope with the little print of the Nutcrackers along the bottom. But what I kind of thought was awesome is if you opened it carefully, she didn't actually use the seal of the envelope. I already gave you a spoiler for what the item was. So you could reuse that envelope if you wanted to. It looks like the size for money or a gift certificate to me, personally. All right, so for page 85, it says, oh, so she's been saying, you know, I know that he's a prince or a king, and everybody's been being like, no, it's not. Like, you're just getting your imagination mixed up with real life. So, let's see. Oh, okay. It says, Marie, her mother said from the doorway. This is Godfather Drosselmeyer's nephew, just arrived from Nuremberg. Counselor Drosselmeyer was holding by the hand a small but finely built young man with a complexion as fair as milk and cheeks as red as blood. He wore a very handsome red coat trimmed with gold, brightly polished shoes, and silk stockings, and he carried a sword by his side, which sparkled and flashed so brightly that it might have been made of diamonds. It was obvious that he was an extremely polite and well-bred young man, for he had brought a great many thoughtful gifts, sweet gingerbread and some sugar figures for Marie, and a marvelous saber for Fritz. At dinner he cracked nuts for the whole company. Even the hardest were no object to him. He merely put one into his mouth, gave his long pigtail a pull, and crack! Out popped the kernel. After dinner, he asked Marie to go with him to the sitting room, and she blushed deeply. So yes, but there was a whole like journey where there was this Princess Pearly Pat, and they had to go and find this specific nut, and he had to crack it, and then the mother of the seven-headed Mouse King cursed him to be a nutcracker. There's a lot of backstory in this story. It's not just the ballet. So he did come bearing gifts. This charming, good-looking man, who she gets her prince in the end, and she believes that, you know, it was always the Nutcracker all along. So we got some Compartes Chocolatier gingerbread chocolate bar, which I was super stoked on. We know this brand, of course, from another lovely book box that we get. Like I said, really oat brands that she gets. Dark chocolate gingerbread cookies. Doesn't that look amazing? This is like really, really good gourmet chocolate. So that was a lovely way to end with our 4 numbered page gifts. But then when you get to the end, and it is a really short read, obviously, because there's so many illustrations in here, we get to open a gift for when the last page has been read, and it's a hefty one. And Katie does love to give us books within our book boxes, because once you've read your book, then you need something else to read, of course. All right, so I still have a little bit of a tickle in my throat. Maybe it's because I'm talking poorly about the Mouse King and his mother. Maybe. So this I thought was really nice. And again, beautiful packaging, nice bag. We got a literary holiday cookbook. Festive meals for the Snow Queen, Gondalf, Sherlock, Scrooge, and book lovers everywhere by Alison Walsh. 85 recipes for Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and the New Year. So it is this lovely hardcover cookbook. I thought that was so cool. So let me see. Let me just give myself one more sip and I'll read you the back. So it says, this book entices readers to curl up by the fire and read delicious treats while nibbling on a good book. Walsh not only blends culinary history with character analysis and dishes inspired by Little Women and the Little House books, but she also peppers in dashes of Wonderland and 100-Acre Wood style whimsy when creating edible decorations for your holiday spread. That was just like one of the blurbs, one of the quotes. It says, from Christmas and Thanksgiving to Halloween and New Year's, the seasonal cookbook offers 17 full 4-course holiday meals from 25 classic books. That would be so fun to do if you had a book club to then actually plan 4-course holiday meals. That's really cool that it's not just 85 recipes, but actually meals that all kind of go together. So it says, each including an appetizer, entree, side dish, and dessert. Additionally, festive sips and delectable edible gifts to share with loved ones. As you curl up by the fireplace to reread one of your favorite literary classics, learn to make, for example, deviled raven eggs and coffin pizza pockets from Edgar Allan Poe. From the Nutcracker, Mouse King cheese bites and sugar plums. All right, so let's take a look at the inside as well. So there is a foreword, of course, and then we have our table of contents. In times of crisis, 2 things never fail to bring consolation: good books and good food. So this was actually written during the Panda, so that's what kind of the things that she was nodding to. So here is our table of contents. You can see each of those is So they're divided by Christmas, Thanksgiving, and Halloween and New Year's. And then for each of them, then it's divided by book for, like, for example, A Christmas Carol, Chronicles of Narnia, Little Women, The Nutcracker and the Mouse King, The Feast of the Sugar Plum Fairy. So it looks like for each book or each author, there is one of those complete meals. So you're not like picking and choosing from one book we're getting our appetizer, from another book we're getting our main course. So for the Nutcracker and the Mouse King, we have garlic, rosemary, toasted almonds as our appetizer. Oh my gosh. Pesto and bacon puff pastry Christmas tree. That sounds like something they just made on the holiday bake-off. Mouse King cheese bites and sugar plums. That all sounds so delicious. And then delectable gifts and, like they said, festive sips. So what a cool way to end this, and obviously perfect for the holidays. Like I said, I thought this was a delightful holiday limited edition box from the Literary Book Club. If you can still snap it up, I highly suggest it. I think it is well worth your money and something that you will enjoy having in your library collection. Or if you're trying to get your family or some younger people in your home just a little bit more excited about the classics and reading, I do think it is a fantastic subscription to consider. Thank you all so much for being here and spending a little bit of your very, very valuable time with me. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you could help me out with a thumbs up and a comment, I would truly appreciate that support, and I will see you all very, very soon in my next unboxing.